PlayStation.
Hello everyone, welcome to another, I would call, informal episode of Player One Start. My Black Friday shopping experience continued last week, and I finally broke down and got myself a PlayStation VR. I've been after one of these since they were released, however, I found the price tag on them to be a bit too hefty. I was finally able to get a Black Friday deal, which I found a bit more reasonable. I made a rule not to spend more on an accessory than I spent on buying the console, and the VR was priced kinda high. And now that I finally got one, let's go ahead and take a look. So, let's go ahead and show you. That's right, folks. I have joined the 21st century of gaming. This is a PlayStation VR set. Brand new, ordered it online, came today. I did all of my Black Friday shopping online, mainly because I didn't want to face the crowd. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this and get it unboxed. I already do have some of the controllers for this. I had the PlayStation Move for the PS3. However, they are getting to be about 10 years old and the batteries just don't hold a charge like they used to, so I wanted to get a kit that had everything in it. So this should come with the headset. Looks like 2 controllers. The PlayStation camera, which I already had as well. Came with Creed, Rise to Glory, and something called Super Hot VR. So it looks like you can get a gun controller. So here is the side of the box, which looks really cool. Alright. I can't wait. Let's go ahead and open this up here. And I am opening this just a tad bit upside down. Let's go ahead. Alright. Don't know if you can see this very well on camera, but there is a PlayStation logo on here. Look at that quick start guide. Very big and surprisingly a thick manual. Let's go ahead and see what else is in here. Oh. So here we have power cable, USB micro hookup, other end of the power cable. Well, these are all numbered like in the guide. Yeah, this is a bit more complicated than I thought. Headphones. Let's get all the pieces out. Here it is, folks. There it is, the VR. Not quite sure what's in this box, which also has the PlayStation logo on it. Well, this wasn't listed on there, but at least I get a VR demo disc. This is a download code for Super Hot VR. Warranty information. And an actual disc of Creed, Rise to Glory. That's going to be cool to try. So this has got to be the camera. Nice little branded cloth there to clean stuff up with. There's 2. Here's the PlayStation camera itself, which I already have one hooked up, so I don't think I need this. I suppose when they perfect delivering things with drones, size and weight are going to be drastically reduced in packing materials. This thing looks like it has, I think I know what happens here. Yep, so we have an HDMI on the front, and then this looks like some sort of, it looks like HDMI, but it looks different. Maybe some sort of digital DVI display. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So you can see in there, there's a reflection against the light of my camera. Well, that's the inside. Here's the outside. I am very excited to get this tried out, but at least I got it all unpacked. I'm going to go ahead and see about getting this plugged in and charging. So I'll see you guys in just a bit. Alright, so this is my living room setup as I showed you in my Xbox video. Of course you can see the Xbox right there, and my PS4 Pro is right there. And it looks like I'm gonna have to be a little bit creative here and move my switch around. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what I need to do to get this going. Alright, so this is the VR processing box, and it's got an HDMI port on the back that I need to plug into. These two ports on the front are for plugging into the headset. Let me see if I can get this hooked up. What I just realized on the back of this also has a little mini USB. Betcha that's how it hooks up to the console. I bet you what that cable is for. First thing I did was HDMI. Camera is plugged in. So the guide says to use one of the front USB ports to plug into that. I'm going to see if the one on the back is available. Now this seems very weird, but I have to plug that box into the beige power strip behind it. Looks like we have power. Alright, so before I get any further, I'm going to go ahead and charge my controllers. And this is why I wanted to use the USB port in the back. Hopefully it's quick enough, because I didn't want to sacrifice any of my front two USB ports. If I didn't have to. Those controllers will charge, and I'll be right back. Alright folks, let me go ahead and show you the setup as it makes sense to me. Excuse the mangled mess of wires over here. Hopefully I'll get that cleaned up, but it's just set up right now, so this will work. So first let me show you the VR box. This thing needs to be hooked up to your PlayStation via a couple ports. I have one of these controllers plugged in and charging. This one's actually already charged. I plan to use that later. But I also learned that you can use one of the regular PS4 controllers, so I'm going to be using that as we go forward as well. And as we follow two of these cables combined into one, going down around the floor and all the way up, we actually have the VR headset itself, and this is the view from the rear. If I turn this around, you will see the headset from the front. Now I didn't realize this, there's actually lights on this just like the PlayStation controller, and that's going to be what the PlayStation uses to track it. It actually uses the camera. Now up here you'll see there's a button. This is very crucial that you learn how to use this. I've already done the tutorial, so you can see that this actually extends and pushes the headset in and out. On the back there's another button along with two tracking lights, and you can tighten it or you can loosen it, and then as soon as you get it where you want, you can tighten it, and it'll stay there until you press that button again and loosen it up. It looks like there's either a microphone or a speaker. I haven't figured out what that is yet. There is volume up and down for when you have the headphones plugged in, and powering on the actual unit itself. So again, that's my setup of the PlayStation VR. Again, a little bit of a mess at the moment. I plan on cleaning that up. But anyway, that's the entire setup. I'm going to go ahead and get situated so you can see me put on the gear, and I'm going to go ahead and play a game. So yeah, first thing I noticed is that the screen is incredibly huge. When you're wearing it like this, I can actually play other games, and wearing this headset wouldn't look too bad. Now first, I'm going to compare this to my original VR experience that I had. I guess not the Virtual Boy, but the Google Cardboard VR. And one thing I noted about that is that the screen it kind of looks like what I would call a screen door effect, where it looks like you can see all the individual pixels. That is very prevalent on my Cardboard VR. This has a little bit of that, but it's a lot less noticeable, at least here on the solid color backgrounds it is, but I'm assuming as you get into it it's going to get better. Let's go ahead and try, this just downloaded as soon as I plugged it in, so let's try the Playroom VR. So I actually just realized that the PlayStation doesn't actually capture any video footage when you're in VR mode. This is usually how I capture footage from my PS4, so this is going to be a little bit different. That's why the camera is going to be a little bit angled, because I have to leave enough room for me to move around with, and so the PlayStation camera can see me. So it's not perfect or ideal. I could try to get my capture card up here and capture a little bit better footage, but for this demonstration I think this will be okay. Ah, got it. Hey, there's my controller. Everything's in focus. So this is a game demo for Astro Bot's rescue mission. The goal of this game is to rescue as many robots as you can. I believe the level says there are 20 that you can get. As you progress your way through the level, you encounter these robots, and you get to store them in your DualShock 4 controller. One thing I think is kind of neat, but kind of takes me out of the game a little bit, is that you have a third-person perspective of your character instead of a first-person perspective. One thing I say is a good advantage to this is that I don't really seem to get as motion sick as I would in a first-person view. Apparently I did. I got some coins before I did it. It's like I can run off all over again. Come to get me. Overall, this game is fun, but I only have this level to play, so I can't really give you a recommendation on this game, other than the fact that I think that I might get this one later on, at least the full version.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal.
Okay, so I saw this game in the PlayStation Network store a while ago, before I even thought about getting a VR. This is the Apollo 11 mission VR experience. This is the mission that first successfully landed on the moon. And you are going to be in the cockpit with Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong as you make the journey. There are certain times where you just sit back and relax and kind of watch, and there are some parts you can interact with. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of my favorite scenes from this game.
would go today. This is Houston, roger that. Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look out.
meters. 8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter. And capture.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Okay.
Beautiful view. Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent ventilation.
Yeah.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston? Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture.
Last, we'll take a look at a racing game, as this was another feature that I was looking forward to trying out. And Gran Turismo has a VR mode, even though it's not entirely a VR game. And I gotta tell you, I actually have been able to get this to work well, but unfortunately my demonstration here is going to be brief because, for some reason, when the camera was rolling, the VR wasn't cooperating. So after I recalibrated my headset and got it to work well, I actually really enjoyed this game and ended up playing it the most out of the 3 games so far. So capturing my gameplay of VR is a bit more challenging than I thought. It always seemed like every time I turned on my camera, something went wrong. I did eventually get Gran Turismo to work and work better, but I still don't know what the cause was of the VR headset cutting out. If anyone has any ideas about that, please let me know down in the description. I'm not really that experienced enough with this VR headset at the moment to give you a full, proper review. This was really meant to be just a demonstration. So my initial impressions are very impressive. I particularly enjoyed the Apollo 11 mission, mainly because it gave me the chance to actually be a part of the mission and walk on the moon. I find that very cool, so that was something I was really looking forward to trying with this. So that said, before I actually get into this a bit further, what are some games that you guys would recommend I try on VR? There are a few of them out there, and I don't know which one I'd like to try first. So if you guys have already tried some of these games, please let me know about those in the comments as well. I'd really like to get your input on what my next VR game I try should be. Well, the Xbox and the PlayStation VR should keep me quite busy until the end of the year. However, I do have a couple other videos that have been delayed because I wanted to showcase this stuff on my channel as it came into my collection. I don't normally feature, I'll say, 21st century technology on this channel too much, so if you like seeing more modern gaming on this channel, please let me know in the comments below. It'll let me know to produce more content like that in the future. But that said, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Remember, if you like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe button, share with a friend. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. If you like this video and you'd like to help out with future projects on this channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Also, if you enjoy the content of this channel, please remember to click on this subscribe button. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to see some of the content I've already done, feel free to click on some of the suggestions that are popping up on your screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.